Hey guys, welcome back to Oathbound Gaming. Today we're looking at a game called Empire of Ember. Empire of Ember is a game that's not even out yet, not available for purchase. It is in a pre-alpha state, and the devs were nice enough to give me a copy so I can take a look at it early and show you guys. There's one thing I really want to make clear. Like I said, this game's in kind of like a pre-alpha state. There will be bugs, there will be performance issues, there will be load times that are longer than there will be when the game releases. So we don't want to judge the game based off any sort of bugs we see or performance related issues because it's in such an early state of development. It's going to be quite a while before this game releases, and those things will most likely be fixed. So what are we looking at today? We're looking at the game itself, the gameplay features, the design direction, where they want to go with this game, and what the game offers. What are the gameplay features? That's what we're looking at today. That's what we're focusing on, and I hope you guys will do the same. Before we get started here, I just want to let you guys know that for this RTX 3080 giveaway that I have been pushing for a while, there's something new about it. There's a way to get additional entries. During this video, there's going to be two codes that pop up on the screen. If you get both of them and combine them, you have your single code. You go to oathboundgaming.com, enter them in, and get 10 extra entries. So if you have not entered this giveaway yet, go ahead and enter that at oathboundgaming.com. There'll be a link below this video in the description. And go ahead and enter the code there if you find that. Good luck in locating that. Just watch the rest of the video and you will find it. And before we get started, if you're not subbed, please consider subbing to this channel. It really helps us out and it keeps content like this coming. So, what are we waiting for, guys? Let's go check out Empire of Ember, see what this game's got. Let's go! Alright, hope you enjoyed that small little clip of combat. We're going to start our video by looking at the options of Empire of Ember so we can see exactly what we have here. Here's the general one, general settings, where you see you can adjust the HUD, adjust the field of view. Lots of cool settings here that I'm glad to see. It's kind of like MMO level UI adjustment stuff, so that's great to see. Show blood if you don't want to do that. This is performance stuff, which I was actually kind of impressed by. A lot of physics-oriented adjustments, your basic audio settings, and then for video we have, your basic quality settings, stuff like that. Gamma post-processing, how many particles, ended up reducing that a little bit just in case. And then yeah, let's get started. I'm going to take my time here so you guys can see exactly what we have. We have difficulty settings obviously, and then a little bit of a description. So, medium, hard, impossible. I'm going to play medium because they do say the way the game was meant to be played, and it's still quite difficult. And then we have a hardcore option here that if you die, your save file is deleted. So, that's always cool to see. I like seeing that stuff. And then the option to play the tutorial or not. I'm going to choose not to play the tutorial. Not that it's boring, but it doesn't show the game in its best moments, So, we're gonna show you more of the hands-on stuff in the game and what you can expect to see once you get into the meat of things. When you start, you're gonna name your character, pick your gender, and you're gonna choose like your history. There's a couple of questions about like your character's background, and this affects the stats your character's gonna have going in, and that's very Mount and Blade like. Really like that. Super cool. And then the last question is about an item. You get to choose from 3 starting items. And then we have this really nice intro. I think it looks nice, like the kind of, I don't know what you call it, it's like a comic book type of approach to the opening cinematic, maybe? I don't really know what you'd call it, but I like it. I really do like it, and the voice acting is on par. Story's pretty cool. I'll let you enjoy that. Shut up.
And created a powerful bond unrivaled by any other race. The Lightbringers came to dominate the world, masters of all they surveyed. But they were not beloved. The other races of Domus looked on them with fear and anger. Just when they seemed unstoppable, the elves attacked. The assault caught the Lightbringers unprepared. The battle left their palace in ruins, their benevolence destroyed, and the elves banished to the wilderness. Now only the humans would enjoy the generosity of their overlords. In the village of Majas, a baby was found abandoned. The villagers adopted it as Maneth the Lightbringer looked on in approval. Soon he saw great potential in the child and declared that he'd found an apprentice. And so,
The kid
after
is
years
used.
of being a dutiful assistant, the apprentice was ready to take the next step. Enter the tomb of Kroth the Unyielding
So there you
in
go, there's
search
your
of the dead
background.
Lightbringer's ember.
Cool. Well, let's get started. Let's jump into the
Kroth's
game, the
spirit
combat. Let's do this.
evaporate.
Right after the tutorial ends, you get to choose what you want to do, what weapon you want to go with. The bow, the wand, or the mace. You do get to change it later in the game by just buying another weapon and going on from there. Right after the tutorial, you are kind of plunged into a siege that's going to go on with a city, and you're stuck in the middle of it. So this is pretty cool. The it gets kind of hectic. Like they're lobbing rocks at the wall. Obviously, just took out a large chunk of the wall, so there's a destructible environment. There's armies, goblins. They're lobbing spears and arrows and stuff at the walls, and it is not a good idea to be up there. And you're supposed to just run to that tower and get the hell out of there, because there's nothing you can do to help, and you're gonna get overwhelmed. And the city guard is just kind of fighting to try to hold them off, but unfortunately they don't do well. And oh yeah, and you can lob barrels, telekinesis and stuff. They explode and all that stuff. So they're cool. They're fun. There's different types of barrels. There's barrels, the poison, fire, and ice barrels, and you use them and they do quite well. They do a good amount of damage. So you escape to that tower in that portal, and it teleports you away, and you watch the destruction from a distance, unfortunately. So right after that, you escape to the tower, and there's a little bit of story, a little bit of discussion, and then you enter the city build mode. You have to rebuild the tower up, and you just click it and it instantly builds that one. So this is pretty cool. It's where you get into the city building process. You can move buildings around. This is a blacksmith. You can move things around and place it where you want in your city, create walls, build the structures that you deem appropriate for the time. You know, you want to build your blacksmith so you can get specific units and stuff like that. And after you place it, it takes a couple days to build and complete. And you'll see during chat you can make some. Well, I guess I'm calling this chat, but you know, like whatever the discussion is happening at the time, there's choices to make, and those have different repercussions, I guess, or benefits. Sometimes, you know, there's detrimental stuff, I guess you can call it, right? Negative effects. And then you come to this tower, right? And this is kind of like your home base, your room, where you can do a lot of stuff. You can enter the build mode, you can work on your army, you can go to this hold court, which is you're supposed to be the dude on the throne. You hold court, you do your discussions, you see a little bit more about the story and stuff, and which I do recommend reading, and I did. I just didn't want to focus too much on that. So here's where you manage your army, and there's melee units, range units, siege units, all that cool stuff. So here we have our melee. We're going to start with the farmer because we don't have enough steel for the leather mercenary yet. So you start very basic farmer dudes and you start training them. You move them over here to train, and then your trained units go to your garrison when they're trained, and that's down at the bottom below. And if I move them up, I move them into my army like that. And then when I go to battle, when I go to combat, they'll be there. They'll be with me on the battlefield. So I'm going to go ahead and move those guys, my range units, and my farmers, and choose submit to save that. And we're going to rest. When you go to rest, you can choose different options. I'm going to choose alchemy real quick. I'll show you those more later. And I rested just 1 day. So 1 day passed. So when you're waiting for your buildings and for training to occur, you'll see now my training completed for the farmer, because they only take 1 day to complete. Some units take longer. But those are now complete, so I have more farmers now. So I can move them into the army, and I'll just start some training some more. And when you go to this desk is spells. So over here you can look at your spells, and you eventually get these ember shards, so you can learn all sorts of new spells, and some of them are really cool, as you'll see later. Really like this stuff. I think this game's... I'm really impressed by this game. You could probably tell. I really am. They have a great game on their hands. So here this is how you leave the area and you go out to combat in the world map, and this is all your equipment and all that good stuff. So we're on the world map now, and as you click, you'll move. And every time you move, it's like kind of like a turn in the world happens, and other armies will start moving. And we're gonna go over to that location there that I just clicked on, and it had like a yellow exclamation mark on it. That's my next quest. That's one of my quests I have. So it marks it on the map for you so you know where to go. But while you're traveling in the world, you might run into enemy armies and stuff. So you got to be careful. So here's a little story because it's a main quest. One of the characters is talking to me. But again, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. But don't skip it when you really play. The story is actually quite interesting. So the writing's not bad either. Here we're in combat mode, right? We're in a build. Oh, I'm sorry. We're in a battle, and I can enter like a mode called it's commander mode, and you can kind of move your troops around, kind of like you would in an RTS, and move them around and choose where you want them to go. And you don't have to use that if you don't want to. You can actually order them around while you're just on the ground here fighting. So you can still select them like I just did and told them, hey, move back here, don't go anywhere yet. And you move them back, let your archers probably hopefully nail some shots, weaken them a little bit, or make them pin cushions, and then send the melee in, go go go, and then hopefully they get some kills. You see this guy's missing some health already. Bash his head in. And with the melee weapon you can block as well as do like a charged attack. I really like the wand. I'll show you the wand later. Really cool. Bashing some goblins in. Bam. And they drop loot and stuff, so you can get gold and resources by doing this. And one of the cool things is, okay, yeah, this friendly fire, I wanted to show you that as well. So be careful with your swings and your AoEs. You can collect loot as you run over their corpses, and you can also break stuff in the map and loot stuff. Watch out for the red barrel, that's explosive. You can loot stuff from the things you destroy. You see at the bottom left it says +1 steel. Hopefully my camera's not blocking it, but it might be. Threw a body there just for some fun, show you can do that. But yeah, if my webcam is blocking at this point, don't worry about that. Just know that it tells you at the bottom left like what you looted. You can pick that up, and that's wood. So you can spend some time in the actual map after the battle's done, just kind of going around breaking stuff. If you want to be like that max completionist type dude, I want to get as much as possible from my battle, you can do that. And then you go to this screen after, and it tells you what happened, if you lost any units, how many enemy units you killed. Because your units can die in the battle, but you have a chance to kind of like save them. Like they won't actually die, like they'll still be with you, even if they die in the battle, and your leadership skill kind of plays into that. At the bottom right, you'll see like there's what day it is, and a bar going all the way to the top there for day 300. I don't know what happens at 300. I did not play all the way to there. And that's almost intentional. I want to give the game some time to be, I don't know, developed, and before I really put too much time into this. So I got a nice couple hours in the game, and really got a good feel for it. Probably like 4 hours. Honestly, a little more than I expected to play. Like I really did like this. So you'll notice that the loading screens are a little bit long. Don't worry about that. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's early alpha. These things will be fixed. You can almost guarantee you'll get a performance increase on like across the board, load screens, stuff like that. I don't speak for the devs though, so don't quote me on that. But I can almost guarantee it. You're in a pre-alpha state. The game's only going to get better from here. So don't judge it on that, please. Judge it about the gameplay. See if this is a game you would actually play. Because I'm loving this game. I really am. So another battle. I just want to show you guys this. The maps are pretty cool. They are okay. This battle's nuts. I think I'll get my ass kicked here. So there's like a mystical creature going around, and I later learned how you're kind of supposed to fight him. But there's a dude teleporting around, kind of just throwing bolts at my party members and I, and he's tough to deal with. But I thought it was interesting to see these fantasy creatures thrown in there. The skeletons and all sorts of weird dudes in the map. Some units are quite powerful. So I got that guy messing with me, and then I just threw a log at him. Okay, I hit a goblin with the log, and he kind of got decimated there, so that was funny. You could pick up their arrows and their spears and throw them back at them with telekinesis. And you got to be careful not to hit your own units, because they do, again, like I said before, they do take friendly fire. So when you get some of those AoE abilities, you want to, you know, tell your army, hey, you know, chill back for a second, throw some AoEs, use your mana to AoE down the enemy troops, and then send your guys in and help, they'll help finish them off. So you got to be careful with that, you got to play skillfully. I kind of like that though, because you get some AoEs that are, they're just so powerful that it would feel cheap if you can just have your whole army wailing on people and you throw it in your whole army and don't have to worry about it. You know, you got to be skilled. This is the teleporting ghostly dude. He's a tough fight. He does a lot of damage, as you can see, and he seems to target me. But you'll notice that he'll go stealth, but you can still hit him if you swing at him from the spot he was in. You'll still do damage to him, which I thought was pretty cool. That you can still damage the dude. He's just trying to like teleport out, go stealth, but he just does so much damage. I'm hitting him, but I entered a fight that I just couldn't beat yet, and I end up failing at this one. All right, I wanted to show you a little bit more about the building your city management stuff. So I got a couple of farms down there. And you can place down spawn points for your units if there is a siege, because your city can be sieged. And you can place spawn points down on, like, if you have units garrisoned there, where are they going to spawn when a siege occurs? That's what I'm placing down right now. Like, I'm choosing where to place a zombie down. Like, if you have zombie units garrisoned, or you go there to fight to defend against a siege and you have zombies in your army, where exactly are these guys going to spawn? Where are these mercenaries going to spawn, and the farmers? So you can pick exactly where you want them, which is cool because you can put archers on the walls and stuff like that. And you can decorate, put down decorations if you're into, I don't know if I should call it role-playing. I don't know. You just want to kind of, you know, make your city your own, customize it, make it look nice. So there's a barrel, and I should have placed that down, but whatever. There's a little bucket. I could place that down and move the barrel over here and place that down next to it, and I think it's floating in the air a little bit, so I'll move it. And bam! So you can move things around. You don't have to worry about, oh, I messed something up and I can't move it. You can always move it around and change where you want to put it. And these are decorative buildings. They don't do anything, but you can certainly put them in there if you want. Make your city out to be like a real city, real village, rather than just like, hey, there's 10 useful buildings that do stuff. Well, I want to add like 50 houses and make it look like a real city. Go for it. I think it's a cool system. And you can customize it, which I'm extremely bad at doing. Put like the lamps on it, stuff like that, and just I'm so bad at this. But you can definitely do it if you want to spend time making your own village, making your city look great. And then you can walk around it too. You can go into your own city and walk around and see all the buildings you placed and the villagers and wherever you placed. And I like it. It's a nice touch. Oh god, I'm so bad at this. But it's actually a good tool they give you, because you can rotate it in all sorts of different ways. You know, you grab the color, the red, and you can turn it that way. You grab the green, you can turn it a little bit. There we go. Blue, you can go up a bit. Good enough. But all sorts of stuff you can place down, and then eventually you unlock your walls, put walls down, and they're your defense. But here's a market. We place this baby down. We start earning gold every day, and you can trade, because traders come to your city. You can trade for some stuff. Really cool stuff you can do and add to your town. Library. But we'll go ahead and place down a market. And this isn't all you get to. You can upgrade these buildings and get even more stuff from them, so it's not just that. Plus, there's a whole ton more stuff planned for the game, so again, super early in development. This is me in the city. I just placed down the market here, so we can come here and just take a look and see what's here. And you can see townsperson. You can talk to them. They don't say much, but they're there. And eventually it gets built up because I just placed it. It's going to take time to build, and then it becomes active, and then I could trade and all that stuff. So yeah, you can really flesh this place out. Place a whole ton of stuff down. This is the house I built. I should have put it further down to the ground because I see it floating, and that's floating in the air. I'm so bad at this. Good thing I just like to kill stuff. I'm not more, I'm more of a fighter than a builder. So here we can choose what we want to do when we rest. Alchemy generates materials, and then there's a couple other options as well. One of them that's kind of cool, which I'll show you later, is like a chance to find a dungeon when you rest for the day. You can find like a dungeon and go in there and go on a whole ton new adventures and new places you can go to try to conquer and get all sorts of loot that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. It's really cool. I'll show you. So there's a battle right there. There's an army getting real close to the city. They could siege it, so I want to take them out and not let them attack my stuff. So load screen, just waiting on that, and then we'll be in a battle against that army that was near my city. I have the wand this time, so you guys can see that. And I want you to take a close look at the very center targeting reticle for the wand. You see like 3 little triangles. That's like a burst shot, like an AoE with the wand. So if you don't attack for a while, you let that fill up, you shoot a stronger attack and like a slight AoE if you let that like charge back up instead of shooting your wand a lot. So commander mode, you can manage your army. I have some zombies. Trying to tell them, hey bro, hold up, slow down a little bit. I'm trying to move them over there, so you can get a large army and have them kind of like hold position and just wreck people until they get too close and then send them in. It's fun. I like the army management system. You also notice I have on number 2, that's a chain lightning spell, which I'll show you as well. Really cool. I love that you can customize the UI in this game, shrink stuff, make things larger if you want. That mini-map, you can make it really large by holding E. By default, you can always change the keybind. Make it really large, and it's easier to see like where your units and where enemy units are. So you can just hold one key to do that. I think that's a clever approach to like a small mini-map where it's a little difficult to see. Obviously, you don't want it that big all the time, so having a button to just increase the size is cool. So right now I'm just waiting for the enemy army to kind of close in. Let them come to us. You can see them over the hill right there. They're starting to come. And I could send the wand. And if you look at the center, you see those triangles starting to fill again. And when it fills up all the way, I can shoot it. Again, there's the chain lightning. These guys are quite resistant to chain lightning. And also immune to my frost. If I right click, I can throw the frost out, but that's the frost like cooldown is marked by a blue targeting reticle in the center, and you'll see it start to kind of like fill back up, and then I can use that again. It's really good against melee units, but these guys are like magic armor type things, so they are immune to that. They block a lot, these guys, so you gotta try to get around their shield. Really cool units. Alright. Then of course you get your rewards at the end. You can level up. You'll get more attributes when you do, and you can choose how you want to spend them. You can put it in leadership, which is like one of my favorite things to do, which gives you a bigger army. You can hold more units in your army. So I always love that. And this chest here is from the marketplace that I placed down. You can now buy and sell stuff, and this'll change like what they have in stock, so you can change what you have available to you. You can see the other weapons there. You can buy the mace and the bow. There's a chain lightning ring here, so if you really like the chain lightning spell, it'll make that stronger. You could use your gold for resources, and then the vendor also has limited gold, so you can't just you know, sell everything to him. You can sell a limited amount, and he won't be able to buy everything, you know. But you wait, and it kind of replenishes. Their stock changes. And you can buy these spell books here. Spell books are used to unlock new, let's call them just things, because it varies a lot. It's from units to the walls for your city, all sorts of new buildings. So you can see these are locked. You got to research that unit, and it'll spend the books to research it. And I researched Skeleton Archer. Now I'm going to start training them. So I want to get an army with a decent amount of archers, and obviously it takes time, so you got to rest. When you hold court, you can choose what you want to do, some of your choices. There's a risky choice right there. There's one that requires necromancy, so that's cool. I chose risky, and it paid off, I guess. I haven't seen it not pay off, but I gained 25 steel, which is good because I need that for a lot of my other units, a lot of the higher end units. But at the top there, you'll see like melee. When you click it, you can go to archer, mage, and siege weaponry like catapults and stuff. So I'm using some of that extra iron to get some more archers training. Then I'm gonna go travel back out, and it lets you know like, hey, you're wounded, you're missing some health, and the only way to get some health back is to rest again. So you gotta rest. Ooh, there's some tough armies here, pretty close. So I just ran into another army on the map. I did not intend to do that, honestly. I was moving too quick, and they kind of intersected me a little bit, or intercepted me, I guess. Pick your term. I guess they both work there. So yeah, you'll run into some battles, and some of them will chase you down, you know, and try to like start a fight with you if they think they can take you on. Alright, next battle.
Formation 1. Form up. Formation 2.
I'll show you guys a large army too, because that's always cool to see, right?
Formation 1.
And a siege. We'll get to that. A siege on my city. What that's like. Big battles always fun.
Formation 1.
And I also want to show you guys a dungeon, so I'm going to get to that after this. Do one more battle here.
Omen.
So the red dots on the map are the enemy army
Formation
coming
1.
up.
Formation 4. Move there.
My units are behind me. Kind of like going in first, you know, I don't want to lose too many units. I try to play like that. Did not mean to use that frost, but whatever. The yellow is like it's kind of like an overheat in a way if you use it too much, and you'll have to wait. Get him, zombies! There, electrocuted that guy. Chain lightning. Chain lightning gets quite strong as you level it up, and if you get that ring, it's amazing. Got like no mana left. Wanding does not take mana, thankfully. This is kind of like the enemy army leader here. He's like a mage himself, so I'm not the only mage up in here. He's got a lot of health, but I come up with a plan to take him down quite easily. It's pretty funny. There we go, froze him. Kill that zombie. Comes another one. Alright, well, I guess I'll pick up the zombie and just... Okay, that was pretty funny to me. It hit the mage and he just took off. So this is what the level up screen looks like. You get to spend your attribute points and choose what skills you want or what attribute you want and how you want to progress your character. That was pretty funny. All right, let's fast forward to some stronger stuff, bigger army and such. All right, real quick, I want to show you a quick fight.
Formation
Take a look at my skeleton archer army. I love them. They are just loosing arrows at the enemy army as they approach. They're pretty fun. They're pretty fun to watch. So these guys are the shield guys, so they do have a good defense against the archers. They can block, so you do want to, if you can, like turn them away from the archers. And you see the arrows flying by. It's pretty cool. Mountain Blade, I used to love that. You know, put all the musket men, which I'd love to see like dudes with muskets in this game at some point, or the archers up on the top of the hill and just have them unload on the enemy army. Look at them arrows fly. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. Alright, I want to show you a couple more things before we get to the siege and wrap up. So here is a dungeon, so it's not just open field battles with big army. You can go into dungeons and try your luck kind of like by yourself and see if you can get through it and get a whole ton of extra loot. You can get loot by breaking a lot of debris if you want to spend your time doing that and just pick up everything. Or you can go through the dungeon and kill enemies, and you can get some strong loot like that. Some loot that you otherwise are not going to be able to find just killing armies out in the field and stuff. Telekinesis, bam, throw a barrel. Zombie fell. Freeze, chain lightning. So I'm a heck of a lot stronger here than I was in the previous fights. So this is about an extra, I don't know, hour and a half of gameplay or so. So I've gotten a lot stronger since then. Chain lightning's stronger. You can see it's not doing much damage to the dude in front of me, but the chain lightning kind of wrecked the enemies behind him. As the shield guy, again, super defensive. You got to get around that shield, otherwise it's not going to do damage. Waiting for the stamina bar a little bit at the top left of the health. And bam. Chain lightning. Does a heck of a lot of damage now, as you can see. So chain lightning, I got another spell which is quite strong. It's like this big blue ball of death. It's really cool. It slowly moves and anything caught in it just gets kind of like disintegrated pretty much. It's an awesome spell too because the enemies, as they're shooting arrows at you, it'll hit the ball and just like kind of like disintegrate the arrow and they'll never even get near you. Really cool spell. I haven't even come close to trying them all yet, so I'm sure there's some even cooler stuff waiting for me. And you guys when this game releases. Alright, blue ball of death, go! So it'll move on its own towards enemies and just wreck them. As you can see, it killed these guys. And then there's a goblin there that's trying to throw spears. And that blue aura is regenerating mana by standing still. So I can't shoot through the blue, but neither can he. And then bam, it exploded on him. So at the end of its duration, it explodes, doing a heck of a lot more damage. But it also does damage while it's just alive, just kind of floating on enemies and stuff. Alright, let's move on, otherwise this video is going to be super long. Oh, wait, this bed. You can rest on the bed to get some health back, so you might find some stuff like that in the dungeons. But usually you have to rest, so if you fight too many battles in one day, you're probably going to be low on health and starting to play a lot more risky. So, gotta be careful, gotta rest. Alright, let's move on. Alright, I won't stay too long on this one, but this is one of the quest missions here, and you can choose to bring units with you or go it alone. But if you bring them with you, they want 25% of the loot. I thought that was pretty interesting, so I was like, heck, I'll bring them with me, see what it's like. So 3 of my units showed up to help me in the fight. In my opinion, I didn't really need them, but it's cool. It's cool that it's an option. I think it's a nice touch. But this is a mission that they want you to go into an enemy town and just wreck up the place, kill everyone in there, and kill the final boss dude. So I wanted to show you this because it's not all the same. It's not all dungeons either. It's not all armies on the map either. This is an actual quest and changes the game up a little bit, what you're doing. It's like a night siege. Throw the barrel. Telekinesis is fun, just throwing any random stuff, and it does some damage, man. Throwing corpses at people, as you saw before. That mage didn't want to die, so I threw a zombie at him. It's pretty funny. Alright, let's not make this video too much longer. Let's go hit up a siege, see what that's all about, see what that looks like, and see if it's all all you're hoping it to be. It is. Alright, the siege. As you can see on the map, my city's under siege. I'm coming here to defend it. I'm going to go to court. They're all talking about it. What's going on? You can see here I have an option to hire a rogue. My webcam might be blocking it a little bit, but for 40 gold I can hire a rogue and see exactly what I'm up against. It tells me all the enemies I'm coming up against and how to prepare. So we're going to prepare, and we can choose, hey, I'm going to spend more gold. I want to get some mercenaries to defend me. And I also want to summon a hailstorm using my stone to damage the enemy. And I can summon barrels on the battlefield. I'm going to do that too. And 2 arms. Let's do this. And so it allows you to kind of prepare for the siege. If you want to go all in, you're worried about being able to successfully defend, you could prepare for it. Spend some of your resources to be better prepared. I wasn't really worried. I just want to show you guys. I did it for you guys. Alright? So this load's going to be a little bit longer because it's for a siege and stuff. It's got to load the cities. Still not too bad. And again, it should get quicker. But while you're here, while we're waiting for the load screen, subscribe! If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and all that good stuff. The little bell icon and like and blah, blah, blah. And also comment, for real though, comment. What do you think about this game? I want to hear it. What do you think? Are you excited for this? Would you pick this up when it released? I gotta know, would you actually buy this? I would. I'm all about that Mountain Blade life, so... Fantasy Mountain Blade? Yeah. So as you can see, I have a huge army here. I am going to try to rally them a little bit and get them organized. Trying to tell them, hey, come on buddies, come forward. And those are the walls I built to defend the place. They're already hitting them. Come on guys, let's go, get up here.
Stand guard there. Everyone.
So I'm getting all my archers up here. The walls are coming down, enemies are coming in. These are wooden walls, you can get much from the walls. Walls. Get out to them. So blue orb, go! That'll seek enemies out and mess them up, kill them. See, as you can see, I have some goblins. Those are mercenaries because those aren't in my normal army. So they came to help because I paid them, of course. They don't care about me. They just want my money. See, all the barrels I chose to place, they're out there, so I can use them in the fight now. Spend some gold on that. Put that barrel. Oh, they shot it and blew it up. Fine, take this one. Bam. That guy's dead. There are a lot of enemy archers way back there, though. Enemy mage wizard dude. I'm getting messed up, so I gotta be careful. Gotta retreat a little bit. My archers are just flinging arrows. So hopefully they actually hit something out there. They are. They're nailing some shots every so often. Really cool siege though. You can get siege like I guess you call them vehicles, like catapult. to attack enemy walls when you do siege them and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, can raise units from the dead with my necromancy raise dead skill. Got a couple extra guys there. Game's pretty cool, huh? Archer's unloading on him. Melee's chasing him down. Shouldn't be much longer now. Looks like there's only one unit left. Oh, two. Now that guy's dead. Okay, now there's one left. Bam! And that's it. That's a successful siege. Successful siege, if I can talk. There you go. That's the victory screen. What you got from it. Lots of gold. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's close this video out. So that was Empire of Ember. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really hope you did, because I love it. It is Mount and Blade with fantasy thrown in there. I love this style of game, you know? Getting an army, managing it, customizing it, melee versus archery troops, how you want to balance your army out, how you want to build your character, more spell-based or wands and melee, whatever you want to do. I love the customization in this game. I love the army management. I love the city building. This game looks great. It looks like one of my favorite type of games. I really enjoyed Mount and Blade, and I think this could be one of my favorite indie games of all time. So super excited for this. Great job, guys, behind this game. I hope you guys liked this video as much as I did, and I hope you guys will tune in for the next one. So please throw us a sub if you like this content, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Skedat!